The year was 1955. King's first job as a minister was at the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama, just across the street from the Alabama State Capitol. Black bus riders who paid the same fare as whites were required by law to give up their seats to white riders and move to the back of the bus as the whites boarded. When all seats had been taken away by whites, the black riders had to stand. When a black woman named Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, she was arrested.
We, the Negro citizens of Montgomery, engaged in a nonviolent protest against injustices and indignities experienced on city buses.
On Monday, December 5th, 1955, there were no black passengers on the buses of Montgomery. That night, a committee was formed to carry on the momentum of the one-day boycott. Martin Luther King was elected its president.
We go back to the buses, let us be loving enough to turn an enemy into a friend.
At the age of 26, in his first action as leader, King gave an electrifying speech calling for an active refusal to cooperate with what he deemed an evil system.
We will be able to emerge from the bleak and desolate midnight of man's inhumanity to man to the bright and glittering daybreak of freedom and justice.
For Dr. King, the key to victory would be in never resorting to violence. The white citizens of Montgomery, however, had a different agenda.
All public carriers operating in Alabama are hereby directed to strictly adhere to all present existing segregation laws in our state or suffer the consequences.
More and more blacks began carpooling to ensure the bus boycott would succeed.
We, the Negro citizens of Montgomery, Alabama, do now and will continue to carry on our mass protest. It is trite but urgently true that if America is to remain a first-class nation, she can no longer have second-class citizens.
Get off again.
Death threats against King came almost daily.
You've had some rather personal and trying experiences yourself. Are you afraid?
No. My attitude is that this is a great cause, it is a great issue that we are confronted with, and that the consequences for my personal life are not particularly important. It is a triumph of a cause that I'm concerned about.
In early 1956, Dr. King was arrested for the first time.
Ultimately, along the way of life, an individual must stand up and be counted and be willing to face consequences, whatever they are. And if he is filled with fear, he cannot do it.
The attempts to intimidate King and his calm response accelerated his rise to true leadership in the black community.
We feel that this protest which we are involved in is constitutional, and to deny us that right would be to deny our constitutional right as citizens of the United States of America.
As the black leaders had hoped, the Montgomery Bus Boycott achieved national attention. Finally, on November 13, 1956, a year after the arrest of Rosa Parks, the Supreme Court declared bus segregation illegal. Dr. King had demonstrated his skills as a leader and had experienced his first triumph in the fight for equality.
This is the way that we will get out of this dark night of oppression and make of this nation a better nation. It means that we can stand up, allow the opposition to know that we will not accept injustice. We will stand up against it with our lives, but we will never stoop down to the level of violence and hatred. And we will come to that point, and we will be able to convince him that a new world is emerging.